College football's sixth weekend will attract bets from average Joes to professional bettors. Number 8 TCU Horned Frogs is favored by 13.5 against number 23 West Virginia Mountaineers. Number 1 Alabama Crimson Tide travels to 41 Texas A&M Aggies as a 26.5-point favorite, and number 7 Michigan Wolverines is favored by 10 at home against arch-rival Michigan State Spartans in a game that has already seen the line move several points. With so many eye-popping games and so many odds on the move, you'll want to know to what Sportsline's advanced computer model is picking. Sportsline's projection model turned in double-digit profitable weeks in college football last season across all picks, including a remarkable 184 run on straight-up picks to open the season. Anyone who followed it during those weeks profited big. And it's fresh off a week in which it called LSU Tigers struggling against Troy Trojans and Ohio State Buckeyes continuing to cover huge spreads. This week, the model simulated every top 25 game, plus the rest of the slate, and the results were surprising. The model is once again loving Ohio State, this time to cruise past Maryland Terrapins 4,911. The Buckeyes are 41 against the spread this season, and will easily cover a huge 31-point line Saturday. Expect the over to hit as well. The model is predicting a huge day for JT Barrett, 21 of 34, 268 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Look for RBJ Dobbins to go over 100 yards and score. The model is also all in on Penn State Nittany Lions, even on the road at Northwestern Wildcats. The Nittany Lions are 13.5-point favorites, but the model is calling for a blowout 3,817. Penn State is winning a whopping 87% of simulations. Look for Trace McSorley to hit 300 yards passing and Saquon Barkley to top 100 yards on the ground for Penn State. One huge shocker: TCU, favored by 2 touchdowns against West Virginia, only wins by 4. Vegas is greatly underestimating the Mountaineers, who have beaten their past 3 opponents by an average of 33 points. Back West Virginia against the spread with confidence. Another stunner: the nation's number 2 team, Clemson Tigers, beats Wake Forest Demon Deacons, but the score will be much closer than you think. Clemson is favored by 3 touchdowns, but the model is calling for a 2,914 Clemson victory. The Demon Deacons were 40 before dropping last week's game against Florida State Seminoles. They are 31 against the spread this season. It's also calling for a top 25 team with high hopes to go down in flames, potentially wrecking its national championship bid in the process. What college football picks can you make with confidence in Week 6? Check out the college football odds below and then visit Sportsline to see which teams are winning more than 50% of simulations, plus see which side of the big Michigan State game is a virtual lock, all from the model that turned in double-digit winning weeks last season, as well as picks from 16 experts. Alabama at Texas A&M 26.5, 55. Wake Forest at Clemson 21.5, 47.5. Iowa State Cyclones at Oklahoma Sooners 30, 63.5. Penn State at Northwestern 13.5, 50.5. Georgia Bulldogs at Vanderbilt Commodores 17, 41. California Golden Bears at Washington Huskies 28.5, 52. Michigan State at Michigan 10, 40.5. West Virginia at TCU 13.5, 67.5. Wisconsin Badgers at Nebraska Cornhuskers 10.5, 45.5. Maryland at Ohio State 31, 60.5. Washington State Cougars at Oregon Ducks 34, 2.5, 60.5. Ole Miss at Auburn Tigers 22.5, 57. Miami at Florida State 3, 46. Oregon State Beavers at Southern California Trojans 34, 59. Virginia Tech Hokies at Boston College Eagles 16.5, 45.5. San Diego State Aztecs at UNLV Rebels 9.5, 57. Stanford Cardinal at Utah Utes 4, 51. Notre Dame Fighting Irish at North Carolina Tar Heels 15.5, 62.5. LSU at Florida Gators 2.5, 45.